We are jumping into a flashback of Mavis explaining her past with Seraph in the fairy tale, chapter 449. And well, first of all, she does a recap for those who have read the fairy tale Zero chapter manga. Have you read that? A spin-off telling how Mavis met the first three founders of fairy tale and how it comes, well, how it became that she never seemed to age. Turned out it was more complicated than originally thought. Either way, a recap in the series that Mavis went to an island in order to get a jewel that another guild stole from her, but then she met. Well, technically that's not how it went, but either way, the four people went to a town where they got destroyed, where Hades got his eyes blown out, reason he's wearing an eye patch, and Mavis met by chance the black magic seraph. She was intrigued by him, so he taught them magic. They won the battle and saved the town, but Mavis used an incomplete fairy law spell that made sure that prevented her body from growing up. 10 years later, it turns out the Phantom Lord declared war against Fairy Tale with many losses. It was then that Mavis got her name Fairy Titian and used a clever way in order to show how, in order for them to win despite their low numbers. It was around this time that the Magic Council created that rule: no guild can go to war, even without a good reason, because many lives were lost in this battle. Mavis was sad about that, but she was more sad the fact that she couldn't go out on an adventure. Then one day when she was walking in the forest, she met Seraph again, this time purely by chance. And I think she became the first one to ever give him a hug. However, it was during that time that Seraph told who he really was. And Mavis, with her kind heart, said that none of this could be true. And Mavis told Seraph about the incomplete spell. Apparently it was called Ru. It turned out then that it was more complicated than we thought. And that this is the real shock, really. We thought that spell would prevent her from aging, and that maybe she will have been aging eternally. No, none of that. It made her immortal. Complete immortal. Just like Seraph. She got the curse of Arkarem, or something like that. She can outlive everyone. It's not that she cannot grow up. She's immortal. Oh man, I mean, that was the most tragic thing I have ever heard. And even more tragic when Seraph begins to say to her that, are you really prepared to take the lives? Because according to him, Mavis will take lives of others just like him, because she has the same kind of curse like he does. Mavis runs away crying, refusing to believe it. Although as Mavis runs away, it seems like are the flowers dying or are they reviving? This could either mean that Mavis has the opposite curse of as Seraph. She can give lives instead of taking them. However, that's just a theory of mine. As she remembers Seraph's words that she doesn't know how precious life is, Yuri became a father, and that boy is Makarov. The chapter ends like this. Okay, I have to admit, I was a little disappointed first, because we basically just did a recap of Zero. Granted, not everybody could have read that manga, but I really wanted the answer. But then again, half of this was better. Some truth told. And again, is Mavis' curse the curse to give life, or just take it the same? Because when she runs around the flowers doesn't seem to be dying, but And Seraph seems to be crying when he mentions, so you do have the power to walk beside me. Not to mention, there's that fairy heart. If that's Mavis, that is Mavis, and with her immortal body, it may very well have been able to use that power to its full potential. Either way, this is one of the first time in fairy tale manga where we actually get a flashback chapters. Normally we only get one kind of them, but this time we will get a few more. I had to admit though, besides my original thoughts, things are really getting interesting. She doesn't know what Precious is. She knows what wants to protect. Something tells me it is just that changed her three friends forever. Do give me your thoughts if you have any.